would be good to start. I'll just do like the whole intro thing and we can do the coin flip. All right, we're good. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero, and welcome to Week 2 Novice of League Zero. Tonight we are going to have a rather hyped matchup, Geometric versus Hyperflex. I'm Acrodator. I'll be lobby host and shoutcaster. We also have Epic Shock.
Yeah, what's up?
And Knock on Wood is streaming. I'm not sure if you can hear him through the stream or not, but let's just get the lobby set up and all organized with the map and whatnot. So we're going to do the coin flip right now. Get that out of the way fast. And Hyperflex will get the first map pick between Busan and Lijiang Tower. Yep. Okay. Okay, so feel free to talk while I'm getting the lobby set up, Epic.
Okay. So I'm color casting this, but I'm a caster or a coach for Geometric, but I'm casting. I'm not gonna do any coaching in this match because I'm pretty confident that they got it easily. So I'm predicting Geometric's gonna take this 3-0, possibly 3-1. I just think Geometric is a really good team from what I've seen. They scrim really highly. And Hyperflex, I don't really know much about them. I'm gonna be honest. Like, but I'm interested to see what they pull out, what they try to do to beat Geo. Because if Hyperflex does beat Geo, I think it will be a little bit of an upset since Geo is already kind of establishing themselves as one of the better teams in Novice.
Definitely. However, after last week's match, I think Hyperflex has also cemented themselves as a potential top dog in Novice as well. Everyone sort of expected Hyperflex to come out swinging hard, and they did.
Isn't the analyst predictions on Geo winning though? Or am I just wrong?
The analyst predictions, yep, and then I believe the countdown was split evenly, I think.
Ooh, okay, I didn't know that.
Interestingly enough, we have Hyperflex got the first map pick. They chose Busan, despite both teams, I believe, in week 1 picking Lijiang.
Maybe they've been scrimming Busan more, and they feel confident in Busan.
Also, interestingly enough, we have Alucard coming in at the last moment. I don't know if you could call it sub-in, but he got thrown into the mix. He did play basically just Genji last week, briefly in Oasis and possibly in Rialto, if I remember correctly. And he did have an...
Yeah, as in Genji? I believe it is, yes. I saw him in Novice Pugs a lot. Don't ask why I was in Novice Pugs.
Anyway, supposedly he is a Genji one trick, but supposedly, according to Zachariah, one of our staff intermediate division coordinator, he's actually been expanding his hero pool. So while I haven't seen anything but his Genji so far, so he lives up to the rumors. Supposedly he is.
I was on a team with him once upon a time. My first team. And I can confirm Alucard. He's an interesting character, and he definitely is good at Genji. But it is Genji in 2020.
Yeah, well, he made it work last week because they did end up winning in large part due to his blades. But he did also feed a little bit, so I don't know if he'll be able to get away with that this time, if he'll even play Genji, or if he's just going to pull out the Mei out of nowhere and go full meta.
Yeah, that's one of his other characters is Mei. So, but like, I'm not sure if he would beat Geometric's the DPS on Mei.
Just going to check the lobby settings one last time, and we are in fact good to go. So, both teams are ready, and we are going to start this Clown Fiesta. All right.
I recognize the name Little Puppy. I'm pretty sure he was a hyped up tank in Novice Pugs also.
I would not be surprised, as he... How to describe it? Last week, he had an insane performance, to say the least. To stand up to Crimson was no small feat last week.
But will he stand up to the Corb?
Possibly. If he is indeed playing main tank. I know there's been some memes going around about the Corbjorn.
The Corbjorn. Possibly.
No, but he is locked into tank, so he will not be playing the Corbjorn this map in particular, and I would not take anything these teams are showing us currently too seriously.
I would love to see the Alucard Bastion.
I would love to see a Hog Diva, but I don't think it's going to. And it looks like we are going to see the Alucard Genji rolling out here.
Yep. And then Geo is on Super Monkey Ball with the Meat Creeper May.
Is that what it's called? I just call it Hyper Aggressive Dive, but I like Super Monkey Ball better. We do have Geometric going for the point actually rather early, despite the fact that this composition is usually better for a head-on dive.
Corpse
and they're
is
kind of
already falling really low.
Yeah, Corpse fell really...
That's a really low
zone got picked up rather early by Sadboy. It's a huge pick off by Hyperflex's McCree. Corpse finds Unseen though, and Reagan is getting rather low as well. But Sadboy bringing it back, taking down the tanks. This fight is going extremely back and forth despite how split it was. Reagan does actually manage to survive and take Unseen back into the fight. Herping Yoshi takes out Alov. And with that, Hyperflex will actually grab the point. There is a little bit of a stagger here from Geometric, but they will come out. That was extremely disorganized from Geometric.
Every time, I'm not gonna. I think Unseen was like a small carry of that. I know he died and got res, but like his antis were large every time he pushed so much
absolutely. Sadboy is also putting a huge amount of pressure onto the tanks.
Ooh, what a dash from Elo.
Alucard manages to take out not only a tank, but normally the one you consider his counter. However, Geometric coming in strong, taking out both the main tank and the main healer. Unseen goes soon after. Elov enlists a rather late coalescence there, but it will secure them the point and get 2 kills in the meantime.
Possibly play of the game. Who knows? Got a lot more play of the game through coalescence, cleaning up the fight.
However, look at the ult economy right now.
Yeah, it really. I want to see Hyperflex come back with a lot of aggression right now.
I mean, they're coming up on 6 ults. Corpse is getting low yet again. Oh, he dies! Oh my word, that's absolutely crucial. And Geometric doesn't have a res. Rather early. High Noon coming in a wall to block it off.
I think wall's gonna drop though.
And they will just cancel High Noon in the meantime. They are putting a lot of pressure onto Alianos, and he does have to Wraith Form out. Shadow coming in, it grabs 3, and 3 fall. Rather late Nanoblade coming in. I'm not sure if that was necessary, but at the end of the day, they did manage to get some kills out of it. And Hyperflex takes that back rather fast. And Geometric grabbed the point for a little bit.
Churd kind of wasted Minefield. He could have used that way earlier to try to prevent the aggression after Corpse died if they wanted to try to win that fight. Or they could have just lasted on point, but... Oh, he switched to Diva. Okay.
Yeah, I think he just had that in mind.
Blizzard goes in deep, doesn't get eaten.
However, Herping Yoshi does commit the bomb.
Footless
takes out 2.
Headshots on the Mercy.
Brings out a Beats. I'm not sure if that was entirely necessary, but I mean, they are currently the victors in this fight. I mean, it's really just Herping Yoshi and Sadboy.
If Flip would have got play of the game right there, it would have looked pretty cool to get 2 kills and then beat. However, I still think Mora has it at this point, not gonna lie. Maybe Alucard.
Oh no, Sadboy gets extremely staggered. That was a beautiful wall from Estazome there.
His name is SD Awesome.
SD Awesome? I would not have guessed. That is a really weird way to spell that, but anyways.
That's what I thought, but yeah, it's SD Awesome.
I'll probably just call him Awesome from now on. Extremely early coalescence.
Oh, really aggressive Ryan play right now.
Oh no. He actually gets Awesome in the meantime, and Corpse is so far into Hyperflex line. Sadboy taking the kill feed for his own, and Geometric is left without their May, soon to be their Diva, and their Ryan. This is a 3v6 right now, and Geometric is on the losing side of it. Interesting.
Alianos.
Oh, but there will be a res there, so it is a 5v2 now. There are two.
They're getting a lot of stall on point now.
Yeah, they are.
And their team's back. I think they still think this is winnable.
Oh,
the shadow's wasted.
Huge block from Little Puppy. Andy is nanoed, meaning that that charge will not do very much. Corbs falls down, and
oh, he wasted shadow too, though.
Yeah, I don't know if that was necessary for a 5v2 at that point, but they are extremely staggering Churd, and he will just die before the Sleep Dart manage to hit him. In the meantime, we do have a Blade and a Bomb coming up, as well as the High Noon for Hyperflex, and Geometric doesn't really have an ult economy in this round. They've just kind of been existing. And
I believe in Churd being able to build the bomb, but Alucard can possibly just get really good Blade here and just completely shut down Geo's push.
He's had pretty solid blades in the past. Oh, huge sleep onto Flintless. That's half of their healing gone. Alucard jumping into the backline. He kills Flint, and there goes the blade and the bomb.
And he gets the Moira.
With the High Noon, and this is probably going to be the round for... Oh! That was more than I think anyone was bargaining for Sadboy to get, but they will
whole match. Every time a fight breaks out on point, Sadboy's just free farming from the upper catwalk area.
Absolutely.
He's uncontested.
He was absolutely uncontested. He was farming ult so fast that he was melting corpse every single second he had. He was just an entire. He was basically Roadhog, despite the fact that he had a shield. Corbs.
I actually think the Sadboy Alucard duo is working like very well.
Yeah, they were talking about last week after the match that Alucard was meant to be a starter, and I was like, really? You're gonna start the Genji one trick as a meme, of course. But granted, he's still playing Genji. I've not yet to see him play anything else, but it's working.
Yeah, they're winning against Mei Reaper. Like Genji McCree is beating Mei Reaper right now, so definitely
and we are seeing pretty much the same thing. I'm surprised Hyperflex is getting so much value out of Ray. Rez is apparently being very crucial because they are bringing some of these fights back that otherwise would be back and forth. Rather large wall. Geometric opting to take the early fight instead of the point. And we do have the fight going back and forth yet again, 2 for 2. It's hard to say who's in favor here. However, as I say that, again, Sadboy just taking out even more, and it looks like it might actually be going in favor of Hyperflex. It depends on... Yeah, they're collapsing on the point now, so there's not really much Pointless can do. It was a valiant effort, but that's pretty much... What?
It's just BM at this point. It's just BM at this point. I think Sadboy just is acknowledging that he's building it so fast that he just wants to use it just because he can.
Either that, or he accidentally hit Q. I want to believe that he's not being so early into... Because there are so many more maps and so many more chances for Geometric to come back, and Hyperflex is taking a rather aggressive choke point here. Up at the high ground, we do have a nice wall, but it's not enough to completely block them off. Aggressive charge coming in from Little Puppy, but he does pay for
Well, he was going to die either way. Getting the upper one is so good.
Rather long charge from Corbs, but he doesn't get anything out of it. Blade coming in.
Alucard with it. Oh!
Are you kidding me?
It's so juicy, dude. 4K.
This is so wrong. Like, you should not be getting that much value out of Blade. That is insane. Alucard. Apparently a Genji one trick is all they needed. Yes, that's right. He wasn't even Nano. They still have Nano. They still have Valk. They have Shatter. They're coming up on a bomb. Sadboy is like 70% to another High Noon. And in the meantime, Geometric has some ult of their own. We'll have to see how they use them in this upcoming fight. Huge preemptive Shatter. There's the Nano. And... Hyperflex, man.
Hyperflex is just carrying through their aggression right now.
It's hard to say if they're going to keep this up through the remaining maps, but man, oh man, are they dominating on Busan, if nothing else.
I really should have done my studying more. I really thought Geo was going to have an easy time.
No, I knew certainly that they weren't going to have an easy time after last week's matchup. Was probably the top couple teams in Novice, but I was expecting Geometric to be putting up a little bit more of a fight. Alucard getting caught out by the Mei Freeze. A blocked Shatter, and a blocked charge. Herping Yoshi throws a bomb. I don't know if he's going to get anything with that. He will not. It looks like Geometric will finally get their names on the board. Wait. Oh no, it did not get.
I think they will.
I thought Awesome got his Blizzard stunned out of him.
But, another triple kill with Coalescence. Or quad kill, actually. Loves to clean up the fight with Coalescence. So Alucard already has another blade, though.
Oh my god. This man! I believe it was Zach in the Novice draft that said he is gold, but his Genji is effectively like plat. And I believe it at this point, because he knows this hero inside and out, the way he's building up the blades. Sad Boy's taking a lot of preemptive damage, but he does. Oh my god, here's another
Genji
blade.
blade in the backline, gets the
Oh,
Lucio.
kicks influence immediately. Church throwing out of the bottom of his zone, will not find anything. Alucard is finally taken out. Oh my word, little puppy. I'm not sure if the Blossom is going to be enough. In the meantime, we have Sad Boy taking out Church on point. It will not find anything. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but it doesn't really matter because Hyperflex is taking his back. Cords is back on the ball. I'm not sure if he's going to find any value with this ball, however. There's just too many of them on point, and he is anti. Unseen will miss a sleep dart. Olive is down, so there's healing. Churt is finally back. They're doing a good job of stalling, but just as I say, that corpse finally dies. And they're going to have a tough time here. Yep, Churt falls. Flitluz is back. They're staggering back. Oh, wow, they actually kept... I didn't realize that they were not captured the point at up until that point.
They bought a lot of percentage.
They did, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's too much healing, there's too much sustain, there's too much trickling happening right now. Corpse is doing a good job staggering on the point, but Hyperflex has yet to lose a single person. They just use both support ultimates. They have Bomb. They're not going to be capable of stalling yet. Church just fell, and with Alianos being forced to recall, Sad Boy with the High Noon. There's too many zoning ultimates coming out right now, and finally, after a valiant effort, Hyperflex will take the first map. That was full credit to Geometric. That was a very impressive stall, but they couldn't really find the picks they needed in that stall. Unsurprisingly, the madman himself, carving up the pumpkin just like he carved up Geometric, apparently. This was beautiful and dirty at the same time. It's everything you want to see out of a Genji blade.
It's hard to say this, but I feel like Geo is splitting their focus too much between the front line, because like Corbs obviously really wants to be able to win the frontline battle, and then the Genji just in their backline constantly. Like
absolutely,
getting non-stop value. Like they have to choose one or the other, and they're splitting between the two way too much.
Absolutely, I would agree. Especially at the very beginning, it seemed like the very beginning of the first round, they just kind of like they're playing the hyper aggressive dive, the super monkey ball as you called it. I really like that name. And they just kind of like split up into like 3 different groups. Like the tank duo was over here, the DPS duo was over here, and the support duo was like way in the back line, and it just yielded no results whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. I think that Geo's probably going to be talking and trying to figure out what they need to do. I hope they are, at least. I'm not going to go talk to them, because that'd be kind of weird to leave Caston and go coach the team. But I'm tempted to, but I'm not going to. I think that they can bring it back, but I really like watching Hyperflex. Like, I honestly am not going to be mad if Hyperflex wins, because if they win playing McCree Genji, they honestly deserve it 100%.
I know, right? We do have
and like Mercy Ana is like their go-to supports.
I know, that's so weird. I've seen like Reagan didn't really play that much Mercy last game. Mostly just meta supports, you know, it was mostly Lucio Moira for the most part, and did perfectly fine then. So I know for a fact it's not like Reagan can only play Mercy. Let's see, we do have Geometric picking Anubis here. Not too surprising, I believe they played that last game as well. We do have Olive coming in for Stormy. So we do have what I believe to be their starting flex support, although they do also have Hattori Hanzo, who I believe is their starting main support, but she is currently benched, as far as I know. Hanzo's coming in.
Storm and Hanzo.
Yeah, and sure enough, they are coming in. I guess they wanted to try something out. They were possibly more confident than they needed to be, but I guess they're going back to Old Faithful now.
Mm-hmm. This might change the outcome a little bit, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't think the support line was at fault, but possibly if Hanzo and Storm can repel the Alucard Genji in the backline more than the A11 Flintless was, then, you know.
Possibly. However, I will say that Platchat did not have a slacking support line last week, and Alucard still just slice and dice them the entire time, so I'm not sure if... I realize how good Hanzo and Stormy are. I'm not sure if they're going to be capable of dealing with them.
There have been people calling out Hanzo for things. I don't want to bring it up, but
It's pretty well known at this point, unfortunately.
yeah, it is well known. But like that, so like this is debatably the best support line, like or one of the best because of people malding over it.
Quite possibly.
But
We'll have to see how they stack up
who
because,
knows?
of course, they really only played one game so far. They, at the very least, Hanzo, as I have seen, is incredibly talented mechanically. She definitely has some positioning issues, and that is the one thing that like Alucard is going to look for. We do have a swap of the sides here. Hyperflex decides to defend first, so they will be the blue team this time around. Make sure to swap that in the stream overlay stuff. We got the lobby all set up. We'll check for any more subs. But yeah, I'm very interested to see, especially Storm, as I believe he's been playing a lot of Ana from their game last week. So he is going to be the one who has to shut down Alucard, if anyone. And that's not to mention that Sad Boy has just been bullying Corbs, and I'm not sure if Alucard is pressuring them in the back line. If they'll be able to keep up Corbs on top of surviving the Genji. All right, so we do have Geometric ready. Doesn't appear like any more subs are coming in, and we're just waiting on confirmation from Hyperflex, and we are good to go off to Egypt. And yes, we are. So we're going to go straight into the next map. It looks like both teams didn't really need much coaching or anything like that. They're hopping straight into it. I'm going to be very interested to see what they decide to run on defense here. Last week it was a lot of Rhine Diva, but none of the teams on defense, from what I saw, had a very good defense on first point. They tended to drop off the high ground and just kind of like flop around a little bit. I saw maybe like one team in intermediate play the Orisa Hog, and that tended to work a lot better, but of course that's intermediate, so we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, if you have a Roadhog that can get value with his hooks and just put consistent damage into the other team, I feel like Hog is always a good choice on this map.
Ready for battle.
Oh, this is interesting. Because Hyperflex is on defense, so they're not really going to be trolling us with their picks, and they're actually going with Sig Orisa. Now, Orisa is still is extremely viable, especially on defense like this. She's more situational than she was a few weeks ago before the meta shift, but Sigma, that's an interesting one. I don't think he's very viable anymore, so we'll have to wait and see. Sad Boy on the Hanzo, he was insane on it against Flatchat. Alucard finally showing his depth in the hero pool with the Reaper here. All things considered, I think that's a decent pick.
My fear with the Hyperflex right now is that if Geo plays this right with their Lucio Moira, if they can just rotate on top of their Orisa Sigma, they don't have a Lucio, get the Rhine into their face.
Yeah, right. They're going to really rely on Alucard and to hit a lot of their shots and get picks faster because...
Wall comes up. Oh,
well.
Destiny Awesome gets picked by the Ana.
Awesome is just not having a good time. I think that's like the third time this game that he's gotten picked off early. Oh Big my word, that is a huge anti-nade. Unseen.
Unseen just always
is the unseen hero. That was literally a 5-man purple, and I'm guessing the only reason it wasn't 6 is because Awesome was in spawn. That was beautiful.
He had a lot of those in the last map too, I just couldn't call them all out.
He is very much the unseen hero of Hyperflex, and I think he deserves more credit as the weeks go on. We'll probably see more credit be given to him because he is just insane this map.
He's gonna have to change his name to just Scene89 and it's gonna look weird.
In the meantime, we do have Geometric. They were a little bit split the choke, but they are popping in now. Rather.
You mentioned Sigma might not be like the best pick right now, but Sigma is already at 80% deflux.
Alucard was behind them, but he decided not to go for it. That's a rather early coalescence. Taking down some of Hyperflex's health. Alucard gets down rather low, and he does take...
That's a good fire strike.
Rather early flux coming, and he does get, what, 4?
Straight into the Dragon.
Dragon. That's a very good combo, but it's, I believe Geometric is still in the advantage here with the kill feed. Yep, and it does look like they will be taking the first point. Admirable defense.
I wonder if they're going to switch off after the combo or if they're going to stick with it.
I don't know.
Because like they used that combo really, really late.
Yeah.
No, they're sticking.
It doesn't. Yeah, it looks like they're sticking with it. Churd actually does swap off of the diva and onto. Nope. Okay. So okay, he might have been demeched. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. SD Awesome almost has Blizzard. They could just play for Blizzard here and then push with like more than just Shatter.
Yeah, and Corpse hasn't really had that much luck with Shatters. I don't know if he's got more. Maybe one.
I think
so
Little
far?
Puppy's been playing very well to counter Shatters. Looks like he might get a Shatter through right here though.
Oh,
That's
he does get a huge Shatter, but he does die in the meantime. You have a Blizzard coming in, and Urban
He
Yoshi,
gets
are you
eaten by Yoshi on Sigma.
Nano Sigma. Well,
And
this is going to be
nanoed.
a huge portion of damage coming in. The man ate a
Aliana's
huge
is
amount
dead.
of. Okay,
I don't even think. Maybe it was needed actually. Alianos is doing very well in Reaper right now also.
yeah, definitely. Oh, Alucard.
He's still going too. This is winnable for Geo.
Definitely. I'm actually shocked that Hyperflex is letting them get away with this as much as they
I
are.
thought for sure after Alucard's Blossom that it wasn't going to be winnable, but they came back.
Yeah, they kind of pushed up a bit
Aliana's
too far,
non-stop
got picked
is
off,
getting
and Alucard does come back on the Tracer. They will get one tick. Mind you, they're just barely below 4 minutes. Do have a supercharger coming out, and that will create a huge amount of damage coming in. However, they are collapsing. Onto Geometric, they will find what both supports. Yep, and Storm
Yoshi
will
gets Storm.
fall down.
But, I mean, they still have the momentum on their side. They're down 1, but it's
Definitely.
a 5v2 at this
Sad Boy
point.
does have dragons, but I'm not sure if he's going to get the chance to use it. Geometric isn't really coming up on any ults, however. No, Hanzo is coming up on a Coalescence. and
Corpse
sure
is
enough,
close
he'll
to
use it
Shatter
immediately.
also, and a Shatter could just help clean up the point.
Here comes the dragons, and Alianos almost fed into it, but he will not. Geometric still hasn't taken that second tick. Hyperflex is doing a really good job of stalling this out, but Geometric isn't really losing the advantage here.
Little Puppy is just
Little Puppy is
dealing.
stalling. They're not really capable of dealing with him at this moment. Sad Boy does manage to take out Hanzo, and that is a huge amount of healing. Awesome does
They
drop
really
his
are
ball
just
rather
ignoring
early.
Little Puppy. They're not doing anything about him.
Little Puppy
I
will
noticed.
eventually fall down.
I don't know why he power drived.
I think he was looking for that extra bit of damage, but I'm not sure if it was entirely worth it. They will finally... No, they're still not taking that second tick. They're down to...
Is back to Lucio's somewhere.
This is a huge stall from Hyperflex.
I'm not
This
sure if
is
they'll get back to the touch
manageable
again.
time. No, they're not going to get back in touch.
They
That was-
they stalled what, like 2 minutes.
yeah, about
Like
2.
it was around the 4-minute mark, right?
Yeah,
Where that fight started.
yeah, just about. That is honestly manageable, depending on how Hyperflex takes this attack.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, Hyperflex only won like 1 fight compared to Geo winning 2 fights. Like.
Yeah, like Geometric did a really good job of staggering it. Hyperflex just didn't really focus up like they needed to, especially on that first like half fight that they had on second point, where like they had the man advantage after Alucard ultimate.
Yeah.
But after that, they just kind of like pushed up and didn't bother healing up, where they really should have probably just gone
I think
back.
they really disrespected Alianos on the Reaper. Alianos just he got pick after pick even after Alucard's Blossom on the Reaper.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, what? What is this defensive composition? There's no way they're... I mean, I guess they
Ryan
could.
Diva, Far Mercy. Far Mercy. The one thing I worry about with Far Mercy is that the enemy can easily just switch to a hit scan to shut them down.
Yeah, especially on attack.
And Sad Boy definitely proved that his McCree is a worthy hit scan. So
Yeah,
I
for now he
don't know
is.
about his Widow, but
I don't remember his Widow. I believe they had someone else. I believe they had Blazing Blade come in for Widow last week. Or maybe I'm
Okay.
thinking of Sad Boy. I'm not entirely sure, but they are coming out now.
if they do stick with Mei Genji though, they decide not to switch to hit scan, this Far Mercy could like get a lot of value.
Possibly. However, the support line, ironically enough, for Hyperflex is going to put a lot of pressure onto the Pharaoh. At least they have the potential to. They're both hit scan, or can be hit scan in case of unseen.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we did have Herping Yoshi eat one
Oh,
of
big purple
the
roaster.
anti-nades. Yeah. However, Geometric isn't really pushing in on that. They're just allowing Awesome to poke in.
Well, if they push in, the Mei's ready to wall. Like the
Ooh,
Mei
little
wants to
puppy
wall
cat.
Corpse,
Slept out, but he's...
and I think Corpse
Shoot a
realizes
left
that. Wall's been used now though. but they're still playing back because Corpse
Alucard is incredibly low right now. However, he does get healed up, and really they're just feeding into Hyperflex's support ultimates. They're not really pushing in, they're not capitalizing, and they are starting to push out.
Well,
however,
Awesome does
Barrage
have
coming in.
And he's waiting for Hyperflex to push so that he can use it.
Ooh, that was
So
a big
there's
pick, and Sad Boy. Rather late barrage there, I'm not sure about that one. They already kind of won the fight.
It put a lot of pressure. Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was looking to use it prior to getting unseen, and then once he did, he just kind of got confused about when he wanted to use it. Sad Boy is swapping over to Widow now.
I mean, even like the positioning on the barrage was really weird. Like,
yeah, it allowed them to just place the immortality field, and it didn't really get. So we do have a direct counter to Pharah now, so
yeah.
Awesome is going to have to play a lot more carefully. However, we do have the Nano and the Valkyrie in line, as well as the bomb coming on for sure.
And Nano Blade from Hyperflex.
Yeah, we do have that. However, I'm not sure what targets he'll be able to take out, aside from Storm, who's so far in the back that he's going to have a hard time getting there. Maybe Alianos, but that's risky without drawing out Flashbang first, but Churd finds Sad Boy in the meantime.
That's a very good time to protect his Far Mercy. If Churd can just keep holding that high ground from the Widowmaker, I mean, Widowmaker's gonna try to peek out a spawn and get the fix. And I don't think SD Awesome realizes, or he just isn't reflecting.
And Alucard is going to deny that res as well. He pushes pretty far up. I think you're looking for possibly a blade. Oh no, never mind. Alucard was pushing up, but oh my word!
Also. It does get res.
It does get res, but that's the res out of the fight now. As well as Valkyrie. That's rather early Valkyrie.
Freaking on Baptiste is playing incredibly aggressive and not getting punished.
Aliana's got incredibly punished there.
The
bomb kind of fell on the high ground.
We don't need to talk about that with Churd.
Unseen does get taken out in the meantime. It's going to be huge. Reagan's slowly falling down as well.
This is strangely winnable for Geo still, though.
Yeah, Geometric is going to be staggering back, though. However, the three heroes that are coming back are rather slow, so this is their opportunity, and it does look like they are taking. Yeah.
Well, never mind. Hanzo just got picked up on the Mercy, and Alucard killed the fire.
Yeah, no, and Corpse is just kind of beating in at this point. Who got? Oh, Aliana's got.
The McCree, they really want to win this. That's a solid sleep onto the Genji.
Alianos does not have Nano anymore. He actually will get out alive.
Geo is still getting picks.
It's a rather good stall.
2v4? 2v4? Oh,
no, unfortunately not.
With
with Stormy antied and Little Puppy straight on him, and Aliano's just less than 1 health. He will slowly fall. I think they were just looking to get it to overtime. Interestingly enough, now we do have a good amount of ultimates for Hyperflex, but we'll have to see how they utilize them, because I'm not entirely sure, unless they get a really nice Shatter Bomb combo, if they'll be able to completely
so many pillars to hide around, though, on this. Like, it's kind of hard to pull off Shatter Bomb. That's a really good barrage from SD Awesome, completely shutting down
Sad Boy does
this aggression.
There's not going to be enough. Little Puppy tries to get out, but he's probably
Sad Boy gets 3, dude.
Oh no, he actually is getting
3
healed
more
up.
and you might win.
What? That's an incredibly aggressive blade coming in from Alucard. It does force out the Falco. That is the best possible scenario that Alucard could, because he wasn't really going to get that many kills. But now they don't have Valk for the incoming fight. It looks like Hyperflex are just kind of going with it, saying, "Okay, let's just use it." Oh, huge shatter coming in from Little Puppy and
massive purple on top of that. I think Hyperflex can win this solid.
Corpse does have shatter, and Little Puppy was taken out unseen. Shattered though, and it looks like they will survive. However, the bomb is coming out, and
he gets the Ana. That's actually value, and the Baptiste is dead too. That's no heals.
Hyperflex really just needs to get out at this point. Alucard is still fighting on point. I'm not sure how much of the right move it is though. Sad Boy is just getting incredibly staggered. Little Pants is trickling in, and Hyperflex is just kind of throwing at this point.
I think what happened was after Sad Boy got the 3k, Alucard was just like, if he got 3, I can get 3, and he went in with the blade just hoping that he'd get the 3 and that his team would follow up, but obviously Geo just kept having spawn advantage.
Sad Boy does swap over to the Reaper here, and I think that is the right pick, given he was probably on the Widow for a bit too long there. Alucard getting incredibly low. He is antied as well.
He has built another blade though, almost. They're gonna have Nano Blade to push this soon. I think that they should just farm blade and then push with Nano Blade.
And Hanzo is not going to have Valk this time around, a rather early Matrix. We'll see what they do with it.
They nano the monkey in the backline. That's getting a lot of value.
Oh, Regan gets taken out, so does
It kills both supports. That's already lost for Hyperflex. They should just get out.
They didn't peel well enough. And there is a sub-minute now. This is looking incredibly good for Geometric.
An Ana-pocketed nanoed monkey in your backline, shocking, tickling your supports to death is hard to peel for.
And in the meantime, we do have kind of a weird ult economy. So that Nano Blade, we have a bomb coming in for herping Yoshi. Could possibly throw it in there with the Nano Blade to just cause more ruckus.
If
we do
Corpse was smart, he would use the Primal to try to counter the Nano Blade.
Possibly, we'll have to see
That's
what he does.
That's like their best bet, I think. Because Alucard is probably going to get value out of this.
He is getting caught out, but he will survive. It is worth noting that Hanzo has another Valk as well, though. So she will have a rather strong exit strategy, and sad boy.
They're just getting so many picks before Hyperflex.
I don't know if they're going to be able
really
to catch the point.
They kind of just sat there and let Geos dive, farmed them before they could even get close to point.
Yeah,
like they needed to make the plays.
Yoshi stalling on point, Desperation Bomb. It's not really going to find anything.
Desperation Nano also. I think they Nano bombed. Or I don't know where the Nano went actually, but I heard the Nano fall out.
I don't know actually. We do have a Blade coming on point. If he manages to make this, he managed to make it, then a legend. But unfortunately,
yeah,
that will be the map for Geometric.
Hyperflex just they played really aggressively on the first attack or two on second point, and then after Corp switched to Monkey, they just stopped playing aggressive for some reason.
Interestingly enough, we have Hanzo as play of the match here. Oh, yep. Getting all the assists. That was Alianos by all rights. But nevertheless. All right.
We're at 1-1 right now.
Yeah, this game, ironically enough, it didn't even feel close. The first map was very heavily Hyperflex. The map was really a map. So in the meantime, we do get Hyperflex, allowing to choose the third map between King's Row and Eichenwald. I'm guessing it's going to be King's Row.
I mean, 2CP never really feels close unless both teams score unless they go past round 2, I guess. Up into the 3s or 4s of points, then it starts to feel close. But usually the better team will just win once the second round. But in saying that, Geo couldn't even cap 1 point in control, so
yeah.
Control is a better. I feel like control is a better playstyle for what Hyperflex is trying to run.
All right, and we do have Hyperflex choosing Eichenwald. Interestingly enough, I believe that's the first time that I've seen Eichenwald played. I'm not sure if any teams chose it last week.
The map pool is what, Eichenwald and Kings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Hyperflex wants to go Eichenwald so that they could take advantage of all the vertical mobility on the map compared to Kings.
Possibly. I have
or maybe they just
yet to see them.
That yeah, Kings or whatever. I don't know. I feel like King's Row is not good for Genji players, but Eichenwald is okay for Genji. And if they're still running hard on Genji only, then it would make sense to go Eichenwald.
Okay, they're subbing in Red Panda for Alucard.
Alright, discard everything I just said.
Red Panda, I saw a lot of Pharah last week.
Eichenwald's pretty okay Pharah map.
Do have Microwave coming in for Awesome. Microwave was the MVP of Geometric last week.
Yes, Microwave did a lot of good things on the Pharah and the Mei last week. Geometric
also gets to decide whether they want to attack or defend first. especially this first point in Eichenwald is going to be very conducive to fair play. Even second point, third point's where it gets a little bit funky. Geometric actually decides to attack first. Interesting. Maybe they just want to keep the momentum going, or maybe they aren't that confident on their defense.
I personally prefer attacking first in teams also. I just feel it just feels better. I don't know.
Generally, what we've seen thus far is when a team is more confident that they're going to win the map, they want to win faster, so they'll just like first hold and then immediately, win. But
yeah, true.
Granted, that strategy has backfired in the past, so we'll have to see what they decide to run out with. I'm assuming since they have microwave, probably going to be some sort of fair play. And I guess now we're just waiting on confirmation from the teams that they are ready. Geometric is ready.
I mean, microwave definitely plays more than just fire, but with Eichenwald and then putting in microwave, I definitely expect to see fire.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like Hyperflex has given the ready as well. They tend to have rather long coaching sessions in between maps, so not surprised it took a while.
Initiating match.
So I'm fully expecting some Pharah Mercy, probably Ana. Rein Diva is pretty standard. And I'm not entirely sure what Alianos could play. Possibly McCree to counter defensive Pharah, possibly a Widowmaker.
Alianos usually goes for the hit scan hero, so yeah, McCree, Widowmaker, Reaper even. But I imagine he might play McCree again.
Yeah, it's a pretty versatile hero in a points that kind of requires you to do a lot of things at once. You don't really have consistent sight lines for a Widow.
No, they want to go super brawl.
No real surprises coming in from Hyperflex. It's kind of what I expected coming out from defense for the most part. Pharah McCree, Merciana, Rein Diva. It seems to be not quite fully meta, but close to it. At least for certain maps, it is meta.
I think Geo might already be making a mistake if they roll out with the Rein Zarya, Reaper May. They have to play really, really aggro to get value. They can't let the Farm Mercy have any time to farm.
Yeah.
5, 4,
and both of these teams in the past have had both success and failure trying to get hyper aggressive. They'll just kind of like stand in the choke, so we'll have to see what they do here. Granted, they are an attack, so they have the luxury of going back and swapping if a fight doesn't work. However, they are just running full on forward and going, well, they got a little bit split. Cordson's caught a little bit far behind. Storm and Hanzo taking a lot of early poke damage. Unseen taken out. Oh no, this is going perfectly for Geometric.
Yeah, this hyper aggression is working out. I think that Reagan or I don't know. Red Panda,
I don't know if
the Farm Mercy
is
duo.
going to.
They played that like they didn't expect what was happening. Like they're positioned with their team. Like I don't like. They could have got a lot of farm in the backline as Geo ran in, but they just didn't even go for it. He is at 60% ult though, saying that.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, because that was so fast, we don't really have any.
Sad Boy already switched to Widow.
Oh,
and he just
Sad Boy. Taking a little bit of revenge for the previous point.
He's going for more too.
Well, I mean, he can. They don't really have anything to deal with him. Aliano seems sticking on.
Yeah, Church on Zarya
and he immediately swaps to the
Storm's
Widowmaker.
going to deal with it.
He's taking some pot shots at the Pharah Mercy, but doesn't see. But Alianos doesn't really seem to be getting anything. In the meantime, Microwave incredibly low, has to use his ice block. He will not have that survivability for the next fight in earnest. Early Coalescence coming out. Unseen again. Gets picked off early. However, getting out cords like that and rezzing Unseen is a huge bonus for Hyperflex.
Geo's aggression. But
Herping Yoshi gets booped off.
Geo gets fixed.
Red Panda kills himself apparently. Sad Boy falls off. What is happening now? They're just trolling us.
I think Geo's winning, even though they shouldn't have won that. Church blocks the shatter for Corpse with the bubble.
I mean, he did manage to shatter Hanzo, but that was kind of it.
Yeah, but the bubble, yeah.
A lot of ultimates for
It's good
Geometric. They
bubble.
just haven't really had the chance to use them. Sad Boy getting some picks in the meantime, but
That was
I
a
don't
spicy
think they're
shot
gonna
too. The sad boy really likes to come up with these dingers every now and then.
The payload
Yeah.
reached
Kind of when it turns on, it stays on for at least a little while.
It's like mid-fight, he's not doing anything.
Ooh, huge anti coming into both of Geometric's tanks. However, not really any station. The point, moving
Middle
forward.
gets
I mean,
even
they have
weirder in this third
5.5 minutes to cap third point. That's a pretty good position to be in. Red Panda swapping over to the Junkrat. Not a bad pick in this case.
point. Shatter straight to a shield.
Yeah, I don't think Corpse has had very much luck with that. Reagan getting caught out by Corpse. I don't even know how that happened. Oh,
Dude.
Sad Boy didn't even expect the coalescence. And,
Honestly,
yeah,
it's amazing how Corpse could just charge into the back of Hyperflex's team.
oh, Alianos. I'm not sure what he was expecting there, but he just kind of accepted his fate. Reagan getting low again will die, and now Hyperflex is just
Ooh,
stalling.
that's a
Sad
solid
Boy
charge
jumps
on
over
Novice, yeah.
to the Genji. Storm has no idea what happened with that charge, but it doesn't really matter because Geometric is still at a massive advantage here. They're not really losing enough members for it to become worrisome. Reagan sticking on that Mercy, probably not the best option in this
Sad boy's
case.
coming out of May to try to stall more though. He makes it barely.
And now you do have
26
Unseen and
meters.
Herping Yoshi joining them as well. Herping Yoshi getting incredibly low.
Yeah, we're back
Little
into
Puppy
it.
swaps over to the ball.
Yeah, start getting picked out though.
We still have plenty of ultimates on the side of Geometric.
But if this is anything like Novice, we saw that Hyperflex did stall for a very long time.
Yeah, definitely. However, after Little Puppy is gone, there's not really much
Sad
else. So
Boy's
Sad
back.
Boy is back.
And then Unseen's
And
back.
Unseen is back, but Unseen is just about to be dead. Yep.
He
So
died
for
before the
Sad
May
Boy.
died. Diva?
Yeah, this
Coming back out? Tracer's
Reagan's
back? Yeah, see, this stall is
sticking on
insane. They're
this
doing it again.
I'm really not sure
Oh,
about that.
they
Mercy
stopped
pick
touching.
there.
complete.
Reagan was really adamant about sticking on that Mercy at the final point. I'm not really sure about that because she's not really a stall hero per se. Like if you're gonna stall for support, probably Moira, Lucio, maybe Bap.
Initiating match.
Maybe not Bap on this point, but on like Anubis probably. You know, but on
Yeah.
this point you can't really fly around that much. It's too enclosed.
Yeah,
But we will have.
I think Regan does like to just play Mercy more than other things.
I don't know. I didn't really see, like I said, I didn't see him play Mercy that much last week, and I did host their game then as well. But it might just be, you know, I've seen this in a lot of lower ranks where players just kind of get in the zone. They don't really think about, oh, what would be the best thing to swap to right now, unless they've been grilled on that specific coaching strategy, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would love to say Hyperflex has been coached on their stall, because like even though like that stall could have been better, it was still a pretty good stall. And then like the run on 2 CP was so long.
Yeah. I mean, they did manage to take it down, what, like a full minute, just about, for Eichenwald. And they stalled for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes on Anubis. But stalling
Yeah.
isn't quite enough if you can't manage to bring it back. And that
At
they
3
have yet
minute-
to do.
Yeah. 337 is still really massive for Geo. I bet they're really competent right now. And
Definitely. Interesting
And
composition, especially from the supports here for Hyperflex if they decide to roll out on it. I'm not sure about the BAP.
One.
yeah,
Ooh, that boy gets incredibly low early on and
microwave the
stands
pick.
still for too much.
So
and
yeah,
will
this is
get
what I was
punished.
questioning. Like, whenever Red Panda was on the far, he didn't do this. He didn't try to farm them as they were pushing up. He just kind of sat with his team in the far back. I think this is how
Yeah.
you should play Pharah on Eichenwald. As long as that team doesn't have like a really good Widowmaker, that's gonna shut you down easily.
Well, Sad Boy does swap over to the McCree, however. I'm not sure if he's really pressuring Microwave nor Hanzo all that much. In the meantime,
Microwave
Red
is
Panda
pulling
is...
the rooftops really well too.
Oh, Red Panda almost gets caught out by Eliana. He does manage to Wraith Walk away. But Hyperflex is just kind of chilling here. They're not really doing anything. They're not really waiting for anyone to respawn either, so I'm not sure what they're doing here.
I think they're trying
They're...
to decide how to push.
Yeah. Ironically enough,
Microwave is
in this
Almost already.
situation... Yeah, he almost has
Rush.
ult. He's probably going to have ult. He has ult.
Yeah, and I don't think Hyperflex knows, or maybe they're expecting it.
Well, they do manage to demech Church, so that's a good start.
Yeah, that's
However,
great.
they don't
But they're still like afraid to even push out of this room.
Oh,
And
sad boy.
Sad boy.
Stunned
Like, they're
and
so slowly.
early
They get the
Matrix,
window.
not sure how they're going to utilize it though.
Maybe
They're just kind of stuck in this hallway. Church will get Ren's. Oh, he does actually have mech as well.
Corpse gets nanoed. They're gonna go clean them out.
I don't think Corpse has got clean shatter off this entire game. And unsurprisingly, there's the barrage. Hyperflex is wasting a lot of time just twiddling their thumbs in the choke point when they need to just press W.
I have no clue what Hyperflex is actually doing right now. They're not showing like how they did the first map. Like, they're playing so slowly, and around Far Mercy you can't play slowly. You just have to go.
Possibly like Reagan or Unseen is uncomfortable playing Moira. Possibly both of them are, because I haven't really seen them play Moira this match. And that's kind of what they need right now, is just Lucio Moira, charge on the point, and that is not what you need. Sub 2 minutes, both of their supports antied. The remaining DPS is stunned, and they're just kind of sitting there, chilling in spawn. Slash choke, and not really gaining ult charge, not doing anything.
Chart is losing his mech over and over, but
yeah, Sad Boy's farming him like always, but it's not getting as much value as it did in Busan.
Corp is also deep in the enemy team. Ooh, Red Panda gets stormed with that.
Oh no. He actually doesn't
shatter. Bomb goes.
Oh, okay.
What a bomb. Honestly,
there was an opportunity
right in the doorway.
There was an opportunity there for Hyperflex to push in and do something, but
I don't know if Churd meant to place the bomb right in the doorway, but that was a really good place bomb.
Let's just say he did. we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here in this case. However, I mean, like, I don't think Little Puppy has charged Shatter once. I don't think Herping Yoshi charged a grab at all. Now he's swapped to D.Va, so he's not going to either.
It's like the only like button that works for Little Puppy is the shield button.
Yeah, I mean, they're just sitting there. You need to walk forward, you know? Ignore the Pharah. That's the only way you're going to deal with them. In the meantime, Sad Boy's trying to take pot shots, but this isn't really a good point for Widowmaker. Sad Boy does take out Ayana, so he gets a little bit too brazen there, and the Cowboy will fall. However, the Sniper will fall to Pharah as well. 1 for 1. Reagan is antied and incredibly low, Herping Yoshi demech'd. And this is probably map for Geometric. They really just can't bring it back at this point. They're 3v6. Yeah, no, 2v6. Rather large shatter for Little Puppy. Finally gets something.
Yeah, that was.
There's
I don't think it's enough.
Oh, Corpse! The one shatter that wasn't blocked. He whiffed.
He teabags anyway after whiffing a shatter. That's Corpse.
I mean, they're gonna win the map, but it certainly wasn't because of his shatters. But in the meantime,
Microwave definitely carried this defense.
Yeah, without question. I'd honestly say he carried the offense in some regards too.
Yeah, he did get a lot of good picks on Mei during the aggro. Like, the first pick of the match was Mei killing Unseen, I believe.
This is I really wouldn't have said she did enough to warrant a play of the game. I mean, this was purely Churds, if anything.
I think that Blizzard has something in their algorithm that says if Mercy gets a kill after rezzing someone, they deserve play of the game. It's like a lot of points or something.
Probably. And Hanzo does play a rather aggressive Mercy, granted it's at the very end of the fight when she's cleaning up, so I guess she to game the system to get a lot of the highlights. Because that was most certainly not the most impressive play we saw out of Geometric.
For sure not, no. I think Microwave got it by far.
Yeah, Microwave, and then a close second would have to be Churd with that beautiful bomb placement. But in the meantime, we do have Escort, the 4th map. Hyperflex gets to choose between Route 66 and Rialto.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see this go to a map 5.
I would very much enjoy seeing this go to a map 5. I don't want it to be first map stomp and then the next 3 maps just a different kind of stomp.
I mean, at this point, Hyperflex has to be like somewhat boomed.
Yeah, you do worry about that. You'd hope not, but they didn't really do anything on their attack in particular for Eichenwald. Just kind of awkward purgatory of just standing there waiting for your inevitable death
Yeah.
by the hands
Hoping
of
they
an
have someone to pep talk.
Egyptian woman with rockets.
I think
let's
Hyperflex needs
see.
a good pep talk right now to keep himself going.
Possibly. I don't believe Arrow is in the lobby. No, he's not. And I don't know if he's in voice chat or watching. And he is their head coach. Granted, I do believe they have Sly Cooper, one of their other coaches, in the lobby as well.
Sly Cooper coach. Level 25 coach, yes, all to count.
Actually, that might be Arrow's account. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. I think they said it was a new coach at the beginning.
Wait, Arrow? Like the Reinhardt Arrow?
Yeah, he's their head coach.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, he would probably be the person to unboom people. No, I mean, no. That'd be pretty funny if that was the coach.
Coach of Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, I know. Our streamer said Dallas Fuel Arrow is coaching Hyperflex. With the no, I'm not gonna say it. The Dallas
In the
Fuel
meantime,
Arrow Pepe left.
I don't know if we're going to have any substitutes coming in. It seems like Geometric is pretty happy. I believe this is their intended starting lineup, at least for now. I know there were some rumors of Storm having some issues with school, and they might have to back down altogether. So Olive might be getting a lot more playtime, possibly why they played him in the first place. Okay, we do have Alucard coming back in for Red Panda.
That honestly makes sense. I think that the Red Panda didn't do as much as you were hyping him up to do.
Yeah, last week when they played against Platchat, they were both very passive teams in a way.
Yeah, and Geo like plays to be aggressive.
Yeah, they're hyper aggressive. So it's really a different kind of style where if they want to play passive, they have to make mistakes, but they're not really doing that. They're just kind of letting them roll on through.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Blazing Blade is coming in for Sad Boy as well. He played, I believe, the majority, or at the very least half of last week's match, and he was just about as good as Sad Boy. I didn't really see a difference between of them. I'm not sure if their hero pools are different. I know they're both rather good at McCree, so. But we will have to see. So far, just the DPS line Geometric will be subbing anyone in. I kind of doubt it at this point. They're one map away from the win. So we'll just go ahead and ask them if they're ready. I would be shocked to not see some fairer play here, especially from Microwave. Possibly from Alucard. I'm not sure if he or Blazing Blade has that in their repertoire. And it does look like both teams are ready, so we're going to go off to Venice.
Yeah, if Hyper wants to win this, they really need to be focusing Microwave on the Pharah.
Yeah, he's honestly been the biggest threat right now. I know there's been, like you said, there's been a hype around Geometric supports, but they really haven't been having that large of an impact as opposed to especially Microwave. He's just been like carrying Geometric in some regards.
It's I shouldn't say this, but with the previous supports that Geo is running, Corbs was like running in and feeding and dying, but with these supports, Corbs running, feeds, and he doesn't die. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah,
definitely. However, Corbs is also noticeably playing less feed-ish. His positioning is definitely much better than it was
maybe he's in check now. Because Lil Puppy was kind of booming him on the first map for sure.
Oh, definitely. Honestly, I'd say in the matchup between Shatter off, that's worth anything in terms of Corbs.
I don't know if your mic just cut out for me, but oh yeah.
Well, I would say, honestly, I'd say Little Puppy is still outperforming Corbs in that 1v1 matchup. Just because Corbs has yet to get like a really valuable Shatter, and Little Puppy's been getting multiple, but as a team, Geometric has definitely been playing a lot better. Interestingly enough, we do have a Reaper. Oh,
Oh, Alucard! Let's go, dude! That's what I'm talking about!
5K
5K.
right off the bat.
Oh, give him the 6K. Come on, Gio. Come on, Churd. Go back out there.
Go back and give it to him.
What are you doing, Churd? That's mad disrespectful.
15
He has
seconds in, and this
60% on ult charge, and everyone else barely has 10, if at all.
Aliano said 0%. He didn't even get a chance.
Oh, there's the Churd. Oh, I thought Churd fell in the drink for a second.
Huge anti-nade coming in from Unseen. However, Unseen is incredibly low. They're going to need some healing here. The point is getting pushed up. Little Puppy is getting
Corpse has already
chipped
lost
down.
his shield. That's gonna put down Gio's aggression.
Microwave getting incredibly low, and he will fall.
Alucard.
Does manage to get
trade.
picked off.
Res might be possible. It is.
Rez is
Alucard's
possible.
getting-
Reagan getting incredibly dangerously low
Alucard has the
down first.
barrage. I think he's gonna go for it. Churd pushes him out of the way. I think he still wants to. He's playing for it.
I think he's waiting for Churd to expend his...
Yeah, Churd's looking for it too.
Little Puppy gets nano here. Oh, Hanzo didn't have a chance, and there's the barrage. He does manage to get Corpse, but Storm will take out the Bear. In the meantime, pretty easy to take out a stationary target. Not sure what happened to Storm there. Probably tried to Lucio, Reddit Lucio, and just kind of failed.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Or maybe just wanted to reset, but there. The spawn is a little bit further back. A little bit unseen there, but Blazing Blade did manage to win the McCree duel there against Alianos as he was flanking. Managed to stop any potential comeback there rather early on. And Alucard is mostly uncontested here.
Microwave has
Cords.
Blizzard though, where it's really close.
I hate to see it. Cords is anti-ed. Oh, Little Puppy does also whip a shadow though, so that's one for
He gets Alianos.
Blazing Blade gets stunned out of his high noon.
That was a very close high noon position.
Oh, but Alucard might be bringing this back. Yeah, he's bringing this back. It's a little bit too many losses there for the offense to continue. I say that.
I don't know. Microwave's still up and he's still going. Churd also.
Yeah, it's just hurting Yoshi. However, the defense definitely has some potential to recontest here. If they, Little Puppy's already back, and most of the team is as well. Herping Yoshi will be a little bit late.
I just learned something.
What?
A demeching diva can pick up the mega health pack.
Huh. Interesting. Corpse falls into the backline. Alucard has another barrage, takes out Hanzo, and...
Yeah, that's a really good barrage. That's actually going to give them the aggression to just hold this point right here, I think.
Probably, especially because Corpse did get low and had to back off. He is looking for the backline once again. Blazing Blade getting very low, and Reagan does pop the Valk. In the meantime, Blazing Blade does go down, as well as Little Puppy. Unseen managed to take out Corpse, though. That is a huge pick.
Ooh,
If he
Microwave
goes
throws on the Blizzard.
for the eat, doesn't quite get it,
Churd
and
with the PK bomb.
secures the point. There's
Dude,
almost
Churd is
no
doing
way they
so
can
well on
back.
Diva on this map right now.
Yeah, no, and that is it for defense. However, that was a very admirable defense. Hyperflex has been doing incredibly well defense.
Yeah. That was definitely a
Unfortunately-
good hold by Hyperflex.
Yeah, unfortunately their tanks are getting the far spawn, so they will probably get staggered pretty badly here. Reagan doesn't really have any options here. Yep, just as the tanks came around the corner and she could have retreated, she was taken out. Alucard, that's terrible. That's a really bad stagger. However, Geometric only has one person on point right now, so Hyperflex is going to have a lot of time to recontest. Alucard swapping over to the Genji.
Naturally.
Well,
Corpse switches
aside from the
Winston.
May, it is
Alucard
very
goes
possible
Genji.
to bully the backline here.
Nano comes out. Corpse is going really aggro
Oh
with
no.
it. Getting a lot of farm. He uses the primal.
Unseen. Oh!
straight
But
on
in the
the
meantime, while Corpse is in the backline, Little Puppy gets a shatter onto 3. However, no one is there to...
Sadly, yeah, his team's being primaled, so there's no follow-up.
And they just let the point mosey on in. That was a terrible second point defense.
That was a really good play by the primal, honestly.
Alucard swapping yet again over to the Reaper. Probably a decent option here, considering the tanks
Yeah.
on Geometric are getting so aggressive.
And this last point, it's just kind of hard to get away with playing Monkey Diva, unless they get
Yeah.
like really good picks.
You have a nice wall where Unseen is
Coalescence
actually
to push.
caught off from the rest of his team. Alianos pops the Haidun. Not sure if he even sees anyone.
Looks like a zoning ult to me.
Yeah. However, Reagan does fall to the Coalescence. I wonder how that happened.
Alucard's deep in the back line and uses a shift. Gets the Ana though. Wow.
A lot of back and forth fight here. However, the point is still moving. And the
Gets
Reagan comes
on
back
point, though.
still on the stall mercy. That's not really ever
Another
gonna work
big
out.
anti. Unseen always gets antis.
Oh, beautiful charge onto Hanzo. And Little Puppy definitely has the sustain at least to survive a little bit longer. Will fall eventually, but so does Corbs. Alucard falls to Mike. And I'm not entirely sure if the defense has what it takes to survive this. We do have Reagan finally swapping onto the Moira here.
I think there's a chance Hyperflex can win this if they keep this.
Oh, especially with the Nano Diva here.
Shared with another bomb though. It's he's building them so fast.
Blazing Blade gets a 2k though. That might be because the defender's advantage here is considerably stronger. However, is there anyone left on point? No, there is not.
Dude, I think this week it might be Church's turn to get accused.
Possibly, he carried 2 points there. However, that was a good stall. 147 is doable if they manage to cap all 3 points. However, that requires Hyperflex to cap all 3 points first.
Microwave holding Blizzard for the last 30 seconds of the fight. Very cool microwave. Press Q.
Well, to be honest, he didn't really need it. They were just consistently winning that fight. Aside from like Hanzo getting an unlucky pin from Little Puppy, no one really died. Hyperflex,
he might have been holding it for something like bigger, like to counter an enemy's ultimate or something. I don't know.
Possibly, or maybe just waiting for the main tank to come back. Little Puppy was dead for that time being. Probably waiting for a ball or something. But Hyperflex, one of the bigger weaknesses I'm noticing right now is that when they are in stall mode, they're good at stalling and getting on point, but they're not really collapsing on one individual target. So the attackers are just kind of like chugging on forward. You know, they can just focus up, take their time, whereas the defenders really need to like hard focus. You know, they should be swapping to like the Doom, the Mei, the possibly Tracer. You know, the heroes that you can actually get picks with and turn the fight in your favor.
Really easy, strong one to get picks with coming out.
Yeah, and right now Hyperflex, whenever they do stall, time, but they're not doing particularly good in killing the enemy. You know, that's kind of the entire point of stalling there. Do have a McCree Genji coming out.
And Microwave is on Pharah. I'm interested to see if Microwave can get the 5k that Alucard did. I'm gonna doubt though. I feel like
they were on the other bridge
Big
as well.
Purple has already landed. Unseen really low.
Yeah, however, their Geometric isn't pushing up enough to capitalize on it. Blazing Blade does get moved out, so he gets the 1. But
it's gonna give him a lot of free reign.
Definitely. It doesn't seem like Reagan is bothering to attempt to contest, nor Unseen bothering to contest the Pharah here. They're just kind of sticking on their own tanks.
Well, yeah, Unseen's trying to, but there's only so much you can do as Ana against the pocketed Pharah.
Yeah. Hyperflex regrouping gets an anti-nade onto Alucard. Not sure how much they can capitalize on that, unfortunately. For them, Blazing Blade and Alucard taking a lot of poke damage here.
Not really it's like, once again, Little Puppy is just playing super passive.
Yeah, I think that's just his style, and it can work, but you need
against farmers, he's just getting farmed. His shield's getting broken but, like, while he's doing nothing.
There's a difference between playing passive and playing...
doing what he is right now, he's just standing still.
Yeah, just playing...
pushing hard for a few seconds.
Hyper passive, like overly passive. They're not really capitalizing on the mistakes they need. Oh, Reagan does manage to take out Microwave. That's pretty good if they can deny that res.
That is resable though. Corpse is covering it. Oh, they get... Oh, Yoshi poops the res out. That's actually a really good play.
Corpse does get nanoed and slept. Yoshi does manage to eat the anti-nade from...
right into the shield.
Corbs... The bolt shot is completely useless there. Corbs does finally get taken down. Hanzo... Valkyrie does... And just as Alucard pops a Dragon Blade, but she does manage to get out. And it looks like Hyperflex will at least get a good amount of the way to first point here, with a reasonable amount of time. I believe much more time than Geometric had. However, Microwave taking out Herping
Yeah,
Yoshi.
I mean,
and
Geometric
Blazing.
is coming back because Microwave's alive again.
Not sure about that High Noon. They were kind of already winning, and it gets blocked by. But I
It's
mean, hey,
weird.
they stopped it.
Yeah, it's weird to say this. I feel like the last fight was won purely because Regan on the Baptiste managed to kill the Pharah, and then Yoshi canceled the res, and Microwave being shut down just meant that Hyperflex actually managed to push a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm actually interested in realizing just now is that
Really,
I hate to see it,
really
but
good boop once again.
one thing that also is viable here is an attack Pharah, and we haven't really seen. I don't think we've seen any team on Rialto in this entire season so far, at least in Novice, play the attacking Pharah, because that is a pretty easy way to get equal or opposite value.
Yeah, you can at least play the Pharah be Pharah so your team stops getting farmed.
Oh no,
And yeah,
Reagan just.
Microwave is farming his boops. He's almost caught up to Alucard.
Yeah, except he's doing it one at a
it's like
time.
three
But
now.
I mean, if it
Yeah.
works, it works. And there goes Blazing Blade. Well, little puppy incredibly low. He'll probably die here.
Hyperflex
Not
should just reset
getting
at this
any
point.
heal.
Because they're going to have a
Yeah.
really quick fight coming up.
They have 30 seconds, and I mean, both teams are charging up ultimates, so it's not like they can Oh no!
Seconds remaining.
Alucard is
Unseen.
only 60% to Blade.
I mean, they haven't really had the opportunity to push in. I don't know if they're going to be able to touch as it is right
I
now.
feel like they're going for a Nano Blade play. Alucard just needs to farm it really quick and then they can push in with it. And he has
Here's the
targets to go
problem,
for
though.
with the Nano Blade.
Oh, they are opening up with a bomb. Oh,
the bubble
Corpse
doesn't
somehow
quite cut
was
it
caught
off.
out. But are they going to touch point? Wait, they didn't touch point.
Yeah, that was
No.
Jared's bomb. It scared them.
Wow. What a way to end it.
Play of the game.
Unsurprising, well deserved. Really nice play. Entertaining, but underwhelming the last couple maps. Oh, beautiful.
Well,
And the Corpse is just standing there like, what are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
no, he's giving him the play.
Yeah.
Corbs, what a guy. Are we choosing an MVP? I kind of want to give it to Churd.
Well, the caster MVP, so to speak, will be. We'll vote on the MVP afterwards, but we can choose someone to.
Interview, whatever.
Yeah, I'm thinking it has to be either Microwave or Churd.
Yeah, me too.
Which one would you rather?
I mean, yeah,
What?
I kind of want to bring in Churd just because Churd has so many high value bombs and like he was building them
Alright.
really fast. And like his peel for Alucard on the Pharah, he like non-stop he was on the Pharah. Like I was actually really impressed with his diva play. And like Microwave, like his play spoke for itself.
Yeah, I think once he came in, the entire game just kind of changed there. All right, we do have confirmation from Churd. Let's find him. Where is he? There he is. What are we casting? Booth 2?
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Okay. Hello, Churd. Oh wait, hold on. Let me unmute.
Muted.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, hey Churd.
Hello. Congratulations on the hard-fought win.
Thanks. Yeah, shout out to my team. It was a good effort on all our parts.
After the first map, how are you feeling?
It was okay. We struggled a little bit. I think we just need to get our bearings, and then it was pretty good.
You weren't like disheartened after the first map loss after you got 2-0'd on control?
No, because we knew we could do it. So
That's good. It's a good
Yeah.
mindset to keep.
I'm kind of curious to hear why you guys chose to attack first on each of the maps. Generally, teams, if they're confident that they're going to win, they like to defend first so they can, first hold possibly and just win that much faster.
I don't know. We like to play aggressive, so we usually just like to attack first and try to run into them.
That's fair.
If you were to choose anyone that played during this match besides you as the best player on your team, who would it be?
I think this map, when Microwave came in, he definitely had a big impact on our match as a whole.
Microwave is almost in your spot right now, but we decided to bring you.
Thanks, guys.
You had a lot of high value bombs in your building bomb really quickly.
Yeah, I used to actually one-trick Diva because I don't know, I used to solo tanker all the time before Rollock, so yeah, I just got used to charging bomb really fast, and yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
That's all I've got. So
Yep.
we'll let you go back to your team and celebrate the win this week.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, entertaining match to say the least. I'm glad that it wasn't a complete stomp. At least Hyperflex got a map on the board. But I think Geometric just had their number from map 2 onwards, you know? They just figured out how to force Hyperflex to lose confidence in themselves, I guess you could say.
That's what it seemed like with how slow and passive they were playing. Because
Yeah,
like the first map, they felt like Hyperflex was playing pretty aggro.
yeah, granted, it's kind of forced on control in particular. You know, it's like
Sure. And with
hard to
control,
describe.
Alucard on the Genji was just getting non-stop value.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Flint and Alov. I think they kind of realized too. Granted, Alucard didn't really play that much Genji. When he, by that point, the backline for Hyperflex was kind of neglected at that point. Like there wasn't as much peel for them. So
Yeah,
Corbs
true.
or whatnot was just going in the backline and just destroying them while Alucard was blading.
Yeah.
Plus, he didn't play half as much Genji as he did in the first map.
Yeah, which might have been a downfall. Or
Possibly.
an upfall. Might have been good that he didn't play as much Genji, or maybe he should have just only played Genji. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think
I mean, as far it did do pretty well.
yeah, he did do particularly well in Pharah. I think I would have liked to see back at the very least to get equal pressure, if not possibly win the Pharah duel. Although a novice, I'm not sure if they're trying very hard to win the Pharah duel. You know, if that's really on their mind.
Yeah.
They just kind of.
They might just ignore each other and farm each other's backline.
Yeah, I mean, I know there is like that stigma of like, oh, novice players can't deal with the Pharah, especially on like console, for example. But like, I don't know if that's the entire reason for it. I think it was just more Geometric put more pressure on them. They played more decisively in the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I've got. You want to close it out? I mean,
No,
like, do you
not
want to
really.
end the stream? I can do the
Yeah,
I can do
can.
the outro. Don't worry. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this match. It was rather entertaining. The maps were kind of one-sided, but at least both teams got some points. I don't know if any other games are going on. Actually, from the looks of the casting booths, we were the longest lasting match. Does that mean that the other matches were 3-0s? Because, I mean, this wasn't particularly long, I wouldn't say. But, yeah, I guess enjoy the rest of your night. See you tomorrow. I guess the other games are done. Peace, nut.